Hi, everyone. This is Ben Graves from the Nature Connection, and I'm excited to talk to you about student jobs that we have for you this summer so that you can get experience, get outside, help start or build your resume, and also make a huge difference in the lives of other young people in Delta County. So, we have a website that is thenatureconnection.net. And if you click on that website, you will see a pop-up that should come the first time you visit our website. And that pop-up will say, interested in jobs? Click here. All right? And if you don't receive the pop-up, if you are a current high school student, so that means you are ages 14 and up, that you are in 9th grade right now or all the way through 12th grade, please click on High School Student Jobs under the For Students tab. Okay? If you happen to be graduating this year or you know a graduate who might be interested in a job for someone who's graduated, you might go to the About form and click on Job Openings. Again, these jobs under Job Openings are for older individuals who want a full-time summer job. These are not for current high school students, and these are fairly competitive. We have a lot of students, college students mainly, applying for these seasonal jobs right here. Okay, so I'm going to stick with the high school student jobs. If you want to type it in directly, it could also be thenatureconnection.net/student-jobs. On this page, you'll find a job description for each of our jobs for this summer. All opportunities we have posted here are paid. Now, most of them are listed as jobs in the description, and those jobs are paid minimum wage, which is $12.56 per hour. Some of our postings here say internship, and internships are paid, but they're not hourly. This would be you commit a certain number of hours a week to work for the Nature Connection, and we will then compensate you with a weekly check. And these, mostly the internships, are designed more for students who are ages 14 and 15, who have never worked for the Nature Connection, or if this is your first job ever, I would recommend looking at the internships. And if you've had other jobs in the past, working at restaurants or working for your families, or you're 16, 17, 18, I would recommend sticking to the ones listed as jobs. Okay, so let's go through a couple of these just so you learn about the types of jobs we have available. I'm really excited to invite you to apply for the Youth Trail Crew job. This is a partnership with the U.S. Forest Service. This job, as you can see, will get you out in the National Forest, working with other high schoolers and 2 adult leaders to maintain trails in the West Elk Wilderness and the Raggeds Wilderness. That's the area between Crawford and Crested Butte and east of Paonia, where a lot of beautiful wilderness exists. This crew is a camping-based crew, which means that you will camp out between 2 to 4 nights a week, and you will camp with your crew. All equipment will be provided. Your main responsibility is to clear fallen trees and maintain trails so that people can safely travel on those trails. You will have like a varied schedule. Some weeks you may work on the weekend. Other weeks you may work during the weekdays. We are looking for students 16 and older for this position. That's a requirement by the Forest Service because you'll be using saws. Everything this crew does is with hand tools, so there's no power tools because it's a wilderness area, which means you have to hike into your site. There's no driving or motorized vehicles, and you will work on things like clearing downfall and repairing trails, clearing overbrush. Some of the work will be at Lost Lake Campground, and sometimes you'll be camping in campsites. Other times you'll be backpacking, which means you don a backpack and your gear strapped on it, and you head out in the woods with your crew, and you have projects throughout the week. This job is very generously paid at $12.56 an hour. You are guaranteed to work 40 hours a week for up to 10 weeks. And we do want to see students who can commit to the full season. So if you know you have lots of family trips planned, this might not be the right job for you, because we are looking for students who can work those full 10 weeks. Although we always have students who have a vacation or a special event where they need to take a few days off. This job is based out of the Paonia Ranger office, so you will need to have your own transportation to get to the Paonia Ranger office in downtown Paonia, and from there the Forest Service will drive you to the required work site. That's a super exciting position. If you have any interest in a career working outdoors in the woods, this is a great way to build your resume. I want to focus on this student right here, Katya. Katya worked on this trail crew as a high school student for 2 summers. Upon graduating from high school, she got a full-time summer job with the Forest Service. And now, as a first-year college student, she is already on her way to a very, very good career working seasonally for the Forest Service while she is in college. So that's a cool position. It opens up a lot of doors. This is one of our more competitive positions. All right. I'd like to talk about some of our other jobs first, and then I'll get to our internships. On the trail crew side, the Nature Connection also sponsors a trail crew called the Wilder Bunch, which is a high school trail crew that we call our local trail crew. So this crew is going to be focused on building and maintaining trails in Delta County. Our projects for this summer include Paonia River Park Trail. We'll be working at the North Fork bike trails around North Fork High School, and we'll also be working in Delta at Confluence Park. This trail is focused on building and maintaining bike trails, but you do not have to be a bike rider to apply. We will provide you a bike, and we will give you lots of opportunity to have fun on a bike, but that is not a job requirement. We do want a whole diversity of students who like bikes, who like running, who like walking. Any sort of outdoor interest is what we're looking for. This crew is open to any current high school students, so we do not have a age requirement. We will require you to get to and from the work site, which usually is Hotchkiss North Fork High School or Paonia River Park, and we do have some vehicles to help transport you and help carpool. So we do have students who apply for this position who are 14 or 15. We are looking for somebody who has experience doing some sort of outdoor or manual labor, which means doing yard work or farm chores or carpentry. We want to know that you have worked outside and understand that working outside is hot, it's dusty, it's dirty, but it's very rewarding. You feel great after a day of working. Each week will be different, but usually it's Monday through Thursday, and we start early because it gets too hot by 1 o'clock to really work outside. Our crews will spend about 2 weeks in each of our communities, and they'll work on a diversity of projects. We have 10 job openings, which means we have quite a few spots. We are hoping that all students can attend our required training May 31st through June 3rd, and then your schedule will be about 5 or 6 hours a day, Monday through Thursday, and we are looking for a commitment through July. Now, we can be flexible to accommodate family trips or camps or other opportunities, but we are going to give priority who are to crew members that can work the whole summer. Again, this is paid minimum wage, and like all of our internships, we will provide you free gear rental, so you can take out bikes or SUPs or camping equipment, and we will provide a lot of training with that job. The next job, which a lot of people have heard about, is our summer camp counselor jobs. We hire summer camp counselors in Delta, Hotchkiss, and Cedar Edge, and these team members will be working with students all day. So we're really looking for people, you know what I mean? So people who want to be around kids, who want to get kids excited about being outdoors. We aren't looking for people who are experts at sports. You don't have to be an expert at archery or climbing or biking or supping, but we do want you to be really excited energetic, enthusiastic, and someone who really can work with a team. We have counselor jobs available in Cedar Edge, Delta, and Hotchkiss, like I said, and we do ask you to provide your own transportation to these sites. Work is usually 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. most days, Monday through Thursday. We have a required training on May 31st through June 3rd, and this job will end by August 5th. And we always give a week break over 4th of July. And this again is paid $12.56 an hour, which is minimum wage, and includes free gear use all summer. We are looking for current high school students. I'll be perfectly honest, we often don't hire 14 or 15-year-olds that often. However, sometimes we do, so I encourage you to apply if you are that age. And we also sometimes take 14 or 15-year-olds as counselors in training. All right. The next job I want to talk about is our climbing instructor job. Our climbing instructor is a new position. This is for someone who has experience rock climbing or is excited about rock climbing, and we will be hiring students to help in our camps, but we're also hiring students to help with a new program where we bring a mobile rock wall to community events. And so we are looking for part-time work. This is a job where we will be working on weekends primarily, and you will be assisting our rock climbing lead on running a rock climbing wall at events like Paonia Cherry Days and Crawford Pioneer Days and Deltorado Days. So these are community events where we have the rock wall to get kids out and get them excited about being outdoors. This is one of our jobs that is mostly weekend work. It's very part-time, which means it's probably 1 to 2 weekends a month. And if you could probably do this job with another job. So if you know you work for your family or do another job or take some trips during the summer, I encourage you to apply. We are looking for 1 to 2 positions, but we may hire more on an as needed basis. So we would train you, and then if we have an event coming up, we would reach out and say, we have an event on this day. Can you make it? Can you commit? Rock climbing position, brand new position for this summer. Similarly, we have a job at their state parks, and this is called our water sports or our SUP instructor job. We have SUPs to check out at Schweitzer State Park in Delta. And so we're looking for a student, ideally 16 and older, that has their own transportation to run our SUP checkout, which means you are at the lake all day. Usually it is Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, so we aim for weekends during the summer, and you run a SUP checkout where families come to you and they ask for SUPs and you check them out and you provide a little bit of instruction. We also have some family paddle days and also full moon paddles that you'll be in charge of running. This job will be mostly 4 days a week, so it'll be pretty close to full time, but it is weekend work. So we're looking for someone who wants to get out on the weekends. You'll be outside a lot. You'll be at the Colorado Parks and Wildlife, the state park in Schweitzer, and so you'll get a great experience working with the state park staff. This is a great resume builder and a great way to be on the water and get paid for it. Finally, let's talk about some of our internships. We hire students ages 14 and up to be bike interns. And a bike intern means that you learn about how to repair mountain bikes, and you also go with our mountain bike camps and you help kids ride safely. This is a cool job, which is a great first job opportunity. We are looking for someone who's excited about learning these skills. You don't need to be a pro in bicycle upkeep, but you do have to want to learn, okay? And our payment is between $250 and $350 a week, depending on how many days a week you can commit. So again, this is another job where the schedule is flexible, but we are looking for someone who can have a regular schedule, like every Tuesday and Thursday, every Monday and Wednesday at the Nature Connection in Hotchkiss. And we are open to a variety of ages, but we do need you to have a reliable transportation. So that means getting yourself here, whether that's a ride, a sibling, a parent, a guardian, someone, so that you can get to work each. Great. So the next job I'd like to talk about, this is actually an internship that we have. It's called our social media internship. And our social media internship is for students who enjoy telling stories about people getting outside. So this is creating content, photos and video for our website and for our social media accounts on Facebook and Instagram, creating posters. This is a flexible job. This is for somebody who's got a creative eye, who's excited about getting some experience, taking photos and making videos. And we are ideally looking for someone who has their own transportation, because we would like you to attend Nature Connection camps, to attend other internships, to go out with our trail crew, to go to community events, and to capture videos and photos. Because this is a very flexible internship, we do have a pretty flexible payment system here. Depending on how often you are going to produce content for us, we're looking at the $100 to $150 a week. We're looking for possibly, 2 days a week of your time, and that really depends on how much effort you put in and how much content you deliver, and we will help train you, especially if you like taking photos and video, but you don't necessarily have the equipment, or you want to learn more about photo and video work. This is a great opportunity for you, our social media internship. The next internship I'd like to talk about is our Healthy Forest Science internship. So a lot of students are interested in trying to build their resume with some career skills, something to put on their college application. And the Healthy Forest Science internship is a partnership we have with the Forest Service, where some students will get to job shadow foresters as they work to understand the various things that are impacting our forests, like drought and beetles and fire. And so these interns will go out with some Forest Service field crews, and they will work on a project near Crawford. We're looking for students who love to be outside, who are interested in science, and who may want to have an opportunity that can lead to a future job or internship with the Forest Service, or in college doing research. And so we do have 4 openings for that. The details right now are to be announced, but we are looking for a couple weeks in June to go out in the field, and that will be communicated to anybody who applies for this internship, and we will communicate the details once, or if you are selected for this internship. We are open to students entering 9th grade, so current 8th graders and up. This is a very short internship, so this might be perfect for someone who's got a lot of plans during the summer but wants to have something really fun outdoors and a way to really build your resume for college. The next internship I'd like to talk about is our backpacking internship. And our backpacking internship is for a student who wants to gain some experience leading outdoor trips. And so we offer middle school backpacking trips, and we are looking for someone to be an intern. That means a co-instructor. And so you will learn a lot about wilderness camping, about safety, about first aid, and you will be a co-instructor of this course. We have a number of backpacking trips throughout the summer, and so we're looking for a maximum of maybe 2, depending on your schedule and your availability. Similarly, we have a stipend available depending on how many hours you complete. So if you are available to help set up and pack food and do some other jobs for this trip, your stipend would be higher. And we will discuss the specific job dates during the interview. This is another one of those internships where it's great for someone who's got a lot going on in the summer, but you do want to have some experience, and you might work one trip, you might work all 4 trips, just depending on your availability and that. Finally, in our internships, I'd like to talk about our partnership with Western Slope SUP. So if you are interested in becoming a river guide, Western Slope SUP is hiring students who want to learn how to be a river guide. And the deal with this is that you will be trained for free by Western Slope SUP. And so you will go out on trips with Daniel Roman, the owner of Western Slope SUP, and he will train you to be a full-fledged river guide. And in exchange, he is asking for you to then work for Western Slope SUP. This is one big requirement for this job is you do need to be 18. In order to be a river guide in the state of Colorado, you must be 18. So this is a very specific age requirement, and he is asking for a deposit, so to kind of prove that you're really into this, and he will refund your deposit if you complete the internship and do some labor for Western Slope SUP. So we call this a job trade, a work trade, and this is a great way for someone who's always wanted to be out on the water and never had the chance to learn those skills, for them to build those skills. All right. Those are our job opportunities for this summer. In total, there's close to 40 opportunities for youth to get outside, get experience, and we would love to see your applications. We like to tell students the earlier you submit the application, the better. Our deadline is April 15th, which is right before the Delta County spring break, and so we really want you to get your applications in as soon as possible. All applications are the same. When you click on a job you're interested in, at the bottom there is an Apply Now button. When we're reviewing the application, we want to see that you really read the job qualifications, the responsibilities, and you really understand what the job is. Because when you apply, you'll be asked for some basic information about yourself, and we'll ask you to rank those positions. And finally, we'll ask you to explain why you think you are a good candidate for this job. We want you to be specific. We want you to use examples from your past. Now, we don't require you to have jobs in the past, but we want you to think about volunteer work or other work you've done for your family, for friends, and to explain how that will make you a good applicant for one of our summer jobs. Finally, we want you to reflect on how this connects to your future and what you want to learn. And we'd like 2 references. These are non-family members, ideally someone who has mentored you, has coached you, who used to employ you. Maybe it's a family member you've worked for in the past, but non-family. Yeah, not your mom or dad, okay? Great. I forgot one last thing, which is we work with the various pools in Delta and in the North Fork to offer a water safety instructor scholarship. So if you are interested in becoming a water safety instructor, that's like a swim teacher or a lifeguard. When you go here to For Students, there's lifeguard training. There is a little description of how you can get a scholarship to help pay for that training. And we encourage folks who are interested to contact either the Bill Heddles Rec Center if you're in Delta, or you can contact for lifeguard. You can also contact Miss Lenore Cambria at the North Fork Pool to ask about their job application process. And if you're interested in a scholarship, please apply for a scholarship on this same website. Does that make sense? All right. So I'm sure you have some questions, and so I'd like to make sure that you can ask me some questions. So if you have any questions, I'd like you to email me. That's the best way, at bgraves@deltaschools.com. internship.com. And you can include in that email any questions you have about the internship process. And we really look forward to your application. Thanks for listening.